Hello everybody, it is Chachi the plumber, and today we're installing a brand new water heater for a customer. First thing we gotta do is shut off all the valves. The first two valves are for the hot water outlets. Now why do we shut that off is because when we cut that hot water outlet pipe, we don't want to be backfed with water. And of course the second valve is the cold water inlet valve, and of course that feeds the water tank water. We got a pump connected to this water tank so we can pump all the water out, so we can take this tank out like a gentleman and not be hauling a full tank of water, which, man, a full tank of water weighs a lot. We're going to shut the gas off and we're going to open up the hose bib to drain this water heater. So with the pump running, make sure the water is coming out, or else you'll burn that pump up real fast if there's no water in that line. And slowly it's coming out. Now we're going to disconnect the gas with the pump still on, and we took it out already. It's not that easy to take apart. Now we disconnected the two copper lines and the exhaust pipe, and we tied it up to that pipe so it doesn't get in our way while we take this thing out and put the new one in. And as you can see, an empty tank is not too heavy.
Quítalo, viejo.
There's Carlos, and we got the new water heater on a hand truck, and we got it down the stairs pretty quickly. Now we're going to connect the gas first, so we're going to use pipe dope on all of our nipples and fittings, so there are no gas leaks, because honestly a gas leak is probably worse than a water leak. We're going to tighten her up. Just be careful you don't snap that pilot assembly, because if you break that, the whole water heater is garbage. Pipe dope, and we're gonna put a T. You're probably wondering why not just a 90. We need to put a drip leg to catch any sort of dust or rust that could get into that pilot assembly. So please hold back, guys, when you're tightening this up, and be careful again not to snap that pilot assembly. Now we're gonna connect the nipple with the union adapter. And we're holding back and tightening it up with a wrench, a pipe wrench. Now dope up your union and tighten her up. First by hand, catch it by hand, and then tighten with a pair of channel locks. So yeah, why we had to replace this water heater was because the water heater would fire up, but about every hour or so the man had to light the pilot, and obviously it was a pretty old water heater. The old one was about 7-8 years old, and that's usually how long they last, and it wasn't worth fixing, so of course, like you see in the video, we're replacing it with a new water heater. Now the new one, even though it's the same model and everything, it usually doesn't go back in exactly, so we do have to rearrange the pipes a little bit, and that's what I'm doing here. So I'm going to figure out where the 90 lines up with the nipple coming out on both sides, the hot and cold side, and there is a little bit of play in each pipe, so we should be good with an eye measurement. We're going to cut the two pipes at where we marked it with these Milwaukee automatic pipe cutters. We're going to clean the pipes up with some grit cloth and put the new 90s on. Now we Tefloned up and pipe doped the male nipples coming out. Sorry. And we're putting on the existing old 3/4 by 1/2 inch female adapters. And then we screw the exhaust pipe in. The exhaust pipe should have a little bit of pitch going up because gas moves up, not down. So if it's pitched down, it'll just sit there, and that's no good. All the soot gets built up. Alright, So we're gonna take our measurements, put together the pipes. We screwed in the exhaust pipe to make sure it's secure, and we taped all of it up with some duct tape. We're taking our final measurement. We got the pipes on. This is all type L copper. And now we're gonna progress all of our fittings that we put on. Alright, we're going to grab the old pipe with the male adapter from the old water heater, and we're going to screw it onto the new one, just because this pipe doesn't necessarily have to be new, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be tight on there.
Yeah, vas a poner la agua, okay?
Now we're going to get all the water lines that we turned off, we're going to turn them on. This last one was a little tricky, but we were able to get it back on. And that's of course the water inlet, the cold water inlet. So you hear this water tank filling up with water. And before we turn the gas on, we're going to wait for this to fill up all the way. It takes about 5 minutes to fill up. With it all filled up, we're going to light the pilot, and we should be good to go. So turn the gas on at the bulk off. We're going to loosen up the drip leg a little bit so we can get the gas down there quick enough. And we're going to put the pilot on pilot mode, and you hold it down. And on these newer ones, they have its own ignite point, so you can ignite it from up here. And while you're holding it, press the igniting button, and the pilot should light. So make sure you hold down on the pilot light for a little bit, about 30 seconds to a minute, just so the thermocouple gets nice and hot. And when you release it, the pilot light should stay lit. That means you got a good pilot and thermocouple. Then set it to the setting you want it to be set at. We usually put it at B. A is the coolest out of the three, and the burner should turn on. And there you have it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. That's us replacing a hot water heater. And there's the old one being hauled away. Have a nice day, guys. Please like and subscribe.